Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be getting ourselves deep into immersive engineering. Hopefully you guys are ready. Alright, so I hope that was as good as it was for you as it was for me, because it took a lot of time. It took about an hour or so to build all of this stuff. And we're going to work on moving some machines around. Definitely going to get some of the machines that we have currently moved and taken care of, because right now they're kind of just a mess laid everywhere. Alright, so I got everything up that we currently have so far moved up here, including our coke oven. And then my smeltery, I kept it down here. I kind of moved it from over here and put it in this little corner. And this is about as compact as you're going to get this thing. So I'm trying to keep things small, compact, looking decent as well. I went ahead and added the Redstone Clock and got this thing automated. It's not hard to do that. You need a transfer node or hopper or anything underneath it if you want. But I figure the transfer node from the side is going to be a lot easier than being a skyblock going underneath and trying to set that up. So over the top works fine for me. And then this guy just automatically powers the faucet. When I want to turn it on, I turn it on, and yeah, we're good. So today we're going to work on getting into, I think, immersive engineering, if we can. I do have a little bit of steel at the moment. There's a few ways we can start generating some more power than what this guy's doing, even though, to be honest, this is doing a pretty good job. So at the moment we're producing 64 hours per tick. If I had some upgrades, this thing would fly. So we could make this times 4. So it bumped that up times 4 on the RF production. And then these guys, I think I might just ditch these entirely. There's really no reason for me to keep these once we get into things like actually additions and stuff like that. So for right now, this is what we're using, but there is better ways of doing this. And we could add some upgrades to add so we could do hoppers and stuff on them, but for right now, I'm not too worried about that. I am, though, worried about getting some charcoal in here. You can use charcoal in here, but you can't use regular coal. That is something that you can't do. I did check my mob farm, and I did grab some of the extra ender pearls that we had in there out. Also, I finally set this up the right way, and I think I like it this way. So I have my stencil table, pattern chest, and then my part builder. And that way I can just click here. And when I'm done with it, this is the only problem that I'm not a big fan of. I have to go back in here and add it in. Whereas the other way, I could just, I had it right there in my right there to access. But oh well, this is working. I did make a stone hatchet, so that is something that I made. This just for convenience. Really don't need any major tools as of right now. The only tool that I'm wanting, I can't get yet because I just don't have that many diamonds as of right now. As you can see, I went through a lot. I had this down to almost none. No cobblestone at all when I was working on this. And then I built a platform over here to get some animal spawning, and we got a cow. We got one cow so far. That's actually better than I thought. So we have one little cow. And I may have a multiple farms, but for right now, if I can get a couple animals, that'd be nice. And then if I can't get what I want, I can, of course, add some bait. And I think if I put water right here, I can use some bait and spawn things like cows and all that good stuff. Somebody was telling me that I could take a bucket, fill it with milk, and I'm going to test this because I got a lot of comments saying I should do this. Now that we have a cow and I can actually do it, take some milk and then throw it into a stone bucket that has water in it. I don't have a stone bucket on me, but I can get one. Or stone barrel. So can we make one of those? I think we can. There we go. So we'll take this, grab a bucket of water, let's just set it here for now. If I do this and I place milk in it, it won't let me place milk in this. It will let me place milk in it, but it just works as a tank. Boy, milk does have a very weird texture in there. So yeah, I don't know. People were saying put milk in there, and then try to put milk inside there, and it doesn't work. So that's not a way of getting slime. The only other feasible way I thought was either using that thing that requires another star, which still is kind of OP, or we could make it in here by throwing some throw some flesh in there, rotten flesh, and that should do the job as well. So I've been keeping up with my tablet. This tablet is fantastic. So I might have to clean it out eventually, but for right now, it's not a priority. But up here, as I say, I'm not finished. There is going to be another floor up here. It is a tower, and then we're going to have branches that come off like this. And this is just one branch, so we're going to have multiple branches for sure. Alright, so I think we can get into a little bit of immersive engineering, since this is going to look really good. If I can get immersive engineering open. There we go. So one of the things I really need to make is the manual. That is going to come in handy, definitely. If I can find it. The engineer's manual. There we go. Alright, so it's just a book. What am I missing? I'm missing paper. Paper, and then... I thought I had string. I'm sure I do. So let's go ahead and make that. Bam. And I need to make a lever, I'm pretty sure. And there we go. So we have our manual. I'm pretty sure if we open this, or I thought just making it gets you somewhere. But some things I want to go over. Oh my gosh, it's Clippy. Clippy, that's so old, man. Okay, ear defenders, looks like you... Wow, that is something interesting. I didn't know there was a search function now, but there is. Okay, so that's pretty cool. If you're having issues with crashing while you have this open, I want to kind of go over something that I go over every time that I open this book, because it is an issue, and it hasn't been fixed as far as I know yet. It may, if you're watching this at a later date and not the current day after, but to get this book to work and not crash when you go to look at machinery, such as this right here, and you start playing around getting all this stuff going, it'll tend to crash, because if you're using Twitch right now, it uses an old version. It uses the new launcher, and the new launcher uses an old version of Java. So what you want to do is go in your Twitch settings, go to Minecraft, and then down you'll see a place where you can select which launcher to use. You can use the new launcher, or you can use the jar launcher, and you want to select the jar launcher. And then you want to go over, it should be right underneath that, and it'll say select the version of Java. And it should say newest version. Make sure it's set to newest version, and then make sure you click the refresh button that's right next to it, just to make sure that it has found your version, your 64-bit version of Java, and then you should be good, and then it won't crash anymore. So you should be fine. So that's how to fix that. I know it's a problem for a lot of people, and it's kind of frustrating, because I mean, you want to be able to see this, because if you can't see this, you won't be able to build the multi-blocks. So that is a major issue that you definitely need to fix, and that's probably the best way to fix it. Alright, so clay. We're lacking on clay. We're going to have to get some clay, which means we're going to need some dust, and I don't know how much dust I actually have. I thought I stored some away just for this purpose. Yes, it did. So clay is a big proponent to this mod. A lot of stuff revolves around it. All the cabling and stuff like that, power connectors, all revolve around clay. And actually it's hardened clay, so, or terracotta, it depends on whatever you call it. It's hardened clay in this pack, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're gonna need all of these blocks. That's 15, we go and get those cooking. I do notice at night it does get pretty dark, so we may be skipping the night quite a bit. just to be on the safe side. Let's see. I haven't had that many problems with mobs and stuff spawning in the base. Not very many. And it's only when I was building did they spawn, so. Okay. So I should be able to throw the clay in there. And that's going to get us some wires. And we're going to start needing some wires because we're going to hook up power from this to other machines and vice versa. So, if we go back to the main part here, you're going to see the improved blast furnace is something that we definitely want to strive to get. It is a very important machine. And it's this guy right here. It's pretty much makes making steel a lot faster. But we do need to turn the blast brick. Take a look at the blast brick. Turn the blast brick into the reinforced blast brick, which requires steel plates. So we're going to need at least 27 steel. Do I have 27 steel? I only have 18 as of right now. So I do need to get some iron in here. It's if you look down here after I clear this out, you'll see that we have 232 out of 300. And for some reason, things can get out of stack. As you can see, the iron was out of stack. If you hit this button, it'll compact everything down into equal stacks, so you don't have to worry about that problem. And then it didn't actually change the amount that we had in here, but sometimes it does. So that's something to look at. So we do need 27 steel to go ahead and move forward, and then we can tear this guy down and upgrade it. But there is a couple of other things that we need to make while we're waiting. And this is the iron sheet metal into an external heater. So we need 2 of these, actually, to be able to make this multi-block. And then I don't think the machine's actually going to go here. It's actually going to go over 1. So we should be able to do that. So we need 8 iron sheets, or 7 iron sheets, sorry, and an external heater. So we need 14 in total, 14 sheet metal, and 2 external heaters. So let's take a look at that. So if we go to external heater and take a look at that recipe, it's going to require some copper coils, and some copper wire. And to get the copper wire, we need a hammer, so we need to make some plates, and we're also going to need shears. So if we take some copper, which we could use a stack because I don't think we're going to use it for anything else as of right now. We need our hammer. But I have it right here. I have my Immersive Engineering hammer. And then shears. That's not good enough. We're going to make some new shears. How about that? How about we'll make some new shears, and everything should be fine. Okay, so we're going to turn this into plates. All of them. And then I'm going to do half of them into wire. And that'll give us 32 wire. And then we can make the coils. So there we go. Now we have 32 coils. And we should be able to make 2 of these. Then be able to make 2 of these. Perfect. Now it's time to worry about the sheet metal. Alright, so making iron sheet metal, we need plated iron. So we're going to have to get some of this iron tanned down or hammered down into plate form. And I don't know if we have enough. Let's see. We're going to need a little bit of this. 24? Oh yeah, it's plenty. We only need 14. But this requires 4, but you get 4 in return. So yeah. I don't know if 14 equals out. Spread the warmth. What is that from? Craft an external heater. Oh, okay. Got an achievement for this guy. So let's see. Is this going to even out? No. We are going to need 24. Perfect. And I should be able to hammer this down. Hopefully I have enough hammer durability. I do. And then we could go ahead and make Jeez. So there's our sheet metal, and then we can go ahead and make our 2 heaters. And bam, we now have some heaters. Now the only problem is we're still waiting on steel. We need 27 steel. So that is something we're waiting on. It's going to be a little bit. I think while we wait, we can go ahead and make some power cables. We already have the LV wire, so we should be able to get some cables. Or I could probably just do LV. So we're going to be working with low voltage today. As you see, it requires terracotta. Okay, so it used to be hardened clay. Now it's called terracotta. Thank you 1.12 for that. Alright, and we should be able to make these now. So, the relay is something that we're going to need. And we're also going to need the connector. Now, the relays support multiple connections, whereas the connector only supports one. But these are what you receive and send power from. Or, it's how you send and receive power, I should say. Alright. So, if we add a roof, it'd make this a lot easier so we can have a relay up at the top, but we don't for right now. So really, all I have to do is wait for right now. That's all I can do. But I can kind of demonstrate this real quick. So this supports power, and then I think we can actually make a battery, a low voltage battery. That requires lead and treated wood planks. Speaking of treated wood, we could get some treated wood. Let's find our... It's over here, right? There we go. And we can make some treated wood. That is not an issue. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's actually make some treated wood. There we go. There's the recipe. So it's regular oak, or regular wood, surrounded by a bucket. And that gets us... Oh, we're missing oak? For real? I guess sometimes you run out of it. Okay. So now we have 16 of that, so we should be able to make this battery. So we have an LV capacitor. Let's get our hammer out. And we're going to work with this guy. So this is going to be another source of power here. And what we can do is hammer right here, a connector, and out on the front we can do another connector. This is set to output, that's set to input. This is going to now input, and we're going to have an output. So this is going to be our input, this is going to be our output from our battery, which should store, I think, 100. I think it stores 100,000 RF. Then we're going to run our cable. Just like that. And bam. This guy is now powering this. And I think it holds... Yeah, it holds 100,000 RF. So bam. We have that. Now all we got to do is, like I said, wait on this. And we only have 2 more to go, so I'll see you guys when those are done. Alright, so while I was waiting, I decided to get some aluminum ingots cooked up, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. I am going to need 3 aluminum ingots squished down into aluminum plates. And we're going to make ourselves a toolbox. Now this comes in handy when you're working with Immersive Engineering. It does make a pretty huge difference. I think we need a wooden storage crate, right? It's the only weird thing. There we go. And there we go. Now we can make this thing. So, it's like a chest, but it's a storage chest that you can hold your wires and stuff in. This is your food slot. This is your tool slot. This is for wiring, specifically, and it sorts everything for you. And this is anything else if you want. So we can put food in here. I think it automatically goes and resorts to food if you put it in here. Tools, you can put your shears. I think it's mostly for Immersive Engineering tools. Because I don't think these tools will fit in there. But the cutters, if we make a pair of cutters... These will actually go... We need sticks, for real? So yeah, we can make cutters, we can make more hammers, and store those tools in our bag, inside this box. And this will just make life a lot easier, so we have our tools whenever we need them, and if we want to wire something, we can just pull them right out. But yeah, that's something that's pretty nice to have. So let's go ahead and take everything out of here. So now we do have 27, and we're going to need to smash those down, so we will get our hammer here. And we are going to need our pick. I think I actually put my pick away. So let's grab that. Eventually I will upgrade this pick. It won't be as bad as it is now, because right now it's a pretty lame beginner pick and pretty slow. But it will get upgraded. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw all the steel in here. We're going to need all these steel plates, and this is what we're going to use to upgrade our blast brick. And we need the same size. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. Of course, we could take a look here in our book and see. It is a 3x3 with a hopper on the top. So let's go ahead and get that set up. We're going to need to make a hopper. And, you know, I always forget that you can right-click on this box to clear it. I don't know why. I always do that. I always make it harder for myself. But, yeah, that's something that I ended up doing. Alright, so let's go ahead and build this guy out one from the wall, because it does have a place in the back where it does export slag from. So let's go ahead and get this. We've almost got the entire structure already built already. I hear a spider, by the way. Friendly neighborhood spider here. And we'll take our hammer, right-click this guy, and look how pretty this is. Really nice looking multi-block. And then we're going to add our blast furnace preheaters to the side, just like so. This was going to be a little bit difficult. There we go. And these actually get power on the top. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And then I think you can put a chest up at the top and it will work just fine. Let's do chest. We're going to need a couple chests. We're going to need a chest in the front. A chest up here. And we can do a chest in the back. So if I put iron up top, it should work. But these guys need to be powered first. And that's why we made this. But we're going to need a relay. So let's go ahead and get that out of our box. And we're actually going to need to make another set of wires here. And we'll make the connectors. Those are the kind of the more expensive ones to make, but still, this is all pretty cheap when it comes down to everything. So that was actually too high. That was an accident. This is going to take forever. All I needed was one more down. I think I would have been satisfied with it being down there. Yeah, perfect, right there. Alright, so we're going to have to get on top of here like we just climbed it earlier. Place these guys on top. And then run our wire. So we'll click on here. Click up there. Then we click up here and we can add these wires. I hope this one works. Yes, perfect. And so now these guys are powered. And it's running off of food. We have a food-powered setup as of right now. Culinary generator for the win. But now, I think I can put iron up there. Let's just check before. Because it does have a hopper, and I think it simulates a hopper being at the top. And will pull items in, right? No, it doesn't. So you do need a hopper in the top. I've been told different things, so you never know. And then this is on, right? Well, maybe it won't pull in. Let's try it with putting some coal. Put some fuel in there. No, it won't. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if you do the hopper, you can put the coal up in the top, and everything will work just fine. So let's do that. So we'll just make another hopper. And I put the coal and that in there. It's going to fill up. Work just fine. Perfect. So there you go. As you can see, it goes a lot faster than it did before, but it's going to use a lot more charcoal. I don't think I have much charcoal. The coal coke, I do have a bit of, and I need to get more of it produced. So that is something that I'm going to be working on soon. Can you get out of here? This tool is beyond ridiculous, by the way. But it's really helping me out. This is one of those overpowered tools that I'll actually keep. I know it may sound weird, but I'll definitely keep this guy. But this is a incredibly overpowered tool. Alright, let's see. I was needing to turn this into blocks of coal. And then we'll just use this to make the blocks of coal. Blocks of coal coke. And that should be enough to power this for a while and get us quite a bit of steel, so we can further our adventures in our next few episodes. So this is a must-have. An improved blast furnace is a must-have. I think we're going to go through most of the things inside this book. So if you want to stick around for that, you definitely can. There's a lot of stuff. There's power setups, power generation, things to let you control your power network, and all kinds of transformers and all kinds of good stuff. So we'll definitely check that out. Alright, so switching gears here, I'm going to grab this Inferior Mesons because I want to get this started. We do have a lot of loot bags. I'm going to leave them for right now, but a lot of them are repeated stuff. And it's just, yeah, it's just whack. I got to throw a lot of stuff away. It's just, yeah. So that'll be hopefully fixed in the next update or so. It all depends on how things go, but that is something that is in the works, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we're going to be making some seeds. So we're going to be working towards the Inferium Essence Seed. I mean, this is just a seed that produces Inferium Essence. And the more Inferium Essence we can produce, the better off we will be in the long run. So getting this started will make getting materials a lot faster, so we don't have to worry about sieving them. Which, if I could get redstone, I would be happy. And I think making a redstone seed is a pretty high tier one. So I definitely want to get this done. So we're going to need this, and I think we can make one seed, right? Just one of them. We're like lacking one more Inferium Essence to be able to make 2 seeds. But here's where things are going to happen. I'm going to get rid of all of my crops. Bam. Just like that, we got rid of them. And this is where things are going to start being planted. I don't know if I have enough to be able to get the growing thing. Let's see. What is it called? These guys down here. Growth crystals from Tiny Progressions. The tier 2 one is... The tier 1, what does this require? A sea lantern? Dirty glass? A sea lantern. That requires prismarine shards, which we can get prismarine, I think, from other means, hopefully. Yeah, we can turn prismarine shards into prismarine like that. We can get prismarine shards from our atomic reconstructor. It's pretty expensive, but we can also get it from, it looks like compressed sand and sand in general. We might actually have some. No, we don't. But we do have the prosperity shards, which we're going to need those in mystical agriculture here. Does the twerking thing work on these? I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because bone meal doesn't actually work. But there are other things that might work. Let's see. Watering cans is something that probably does work. The Inferium watering can is something that is within its own mod. But the extra utilities watering can, this is something that I have used in the past, and it does work on them. Pretty sure, almost positive. Is it requiring diorite? No, it's any stone. Am I out of wood? Totally not out of wood. I don't know what this thing is doing, but boy, is it not wanting to craft a bowl. There we go. Now I can craft a bowl. And I can make the watering can. Perfect. And I can stand, actually not stand, but I can fill this up right here. That's the only downside to this one, is it does have to be filled up. But I'm pretty sure it works on this. Maybe, maybe not. Still, yep, it does work. Okay, 14%. Yeah, it does work. So this is going to be the best way of getting this. I only really need one more, and I can make 2 plants. And then we pretty much double our output, which is nice. So this is a long process. And what do we get? We got 2. Actually, we get 2 out of that 1. So that's even better. Take our seeds. And eventually we'll be able to make an entire section of these guys. And we're actually completing quests, as you can see there. So yeah, they both will start growing. We'll get more plants here, and eventually get to redstone. And be able to make this redstone seed, which, oh boy, that's a redstone tier 3. So I guess when you get in tier 3, it requires the advanced crafting materials, which requires all kinds of craziness that I can't wait to get into. But we have to get into mystical agriculture to be able to even make the advanced crafting table. So that is something to work towards in the future. But for right now, it's all manual. All manual for right now. I don't really know any other way to grow these other than the those growth accelerators. And I do know that there are ways of growing them faster within the mod. Let's see. What are they called? These guys. The growth accelerators, and you place them under the block. But you need Inferior Mesons and some stone. So that's actually not that bad. I need a block of Inferium. So once you start getting these things going, you could pretty much have one of them constantly growing over and over again, which wouldn't be bad at all. So, I mean, these guys are producing, what, 2 apiece sometimes? All depends. But it's pretty nice. So, I don't know. This is definitely where I'm going to be stuck for a while. I have a lot of work ahead of me. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please remember to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.